Well, I got done checking out. Oh, I should have watched the alternate ending and deleted scenes. Oh well. Um, but yeah, writer, director, producer M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong. Pretty much his one of his comeback films, I guess. Of what is this? 2016, 2017. One of them. Uh, yeah, 2016. So it's basically it's not a horror film. It's more of a psychological thriller. It's about a guy played by James McAvoy who has like these. I think it's 23 personalities, and like a fourth or not fourth, a 24th one is basically the ultimate. They call it a beast, which we have to wait for by like the third very end of the third act. Um, I kind of liked the idea of the whole person with a personality disorder where they kidnap these three girls and they have to try to survive, but one of them is smarter, so they're, or because she's been abused. We find out like the lead, Anya Taylor Joy, who played in New Mutants film, and among she also played in the movie The Witch or The Vitch with a V, which is stupid. That movie, I liked her acting, but the movie was terrible. At least to me. I know it gets a lot of praise, but whatever. But yeah, pretty much. James McAvoy plays Kevin, who we barely see that his real actual like we see the James McAvoy, but like he has like these 23 personalities, but like we really only get to see like three of them throughout the movie. Like we see one named Dennis, who's like a germaphobe freak who pretty much kidnaps Anya Taylor Joy's character and two other girls, and that scene's really creepy because it's just he just randomly knocks out the dad of the two girls and then gets in the car and only Anya Taylor Joy only she realizes he's hijacked the car and the two girls are still like on their phone like looking at something. They haven't even noticed like a guy that just randomly jumped in their car yet, and then finally they do, and then it's like too late because then he, knocks them out. I don't even. But then it's funny because then he doesn't even. I don't even think he realized a third girl was in that car. So as soon as she like tried to open the door, then he realized. That was a pretty intense scene to me. Like he just turns and sees her, and then it's like she knows what's gonna happen. So, but I liked her. I liked Anya Taylor Joy's character where, you know, we find out like her uncle was pretty much a creep, um, and pretty much when she was a kid, they went hunting with the dad and the uncle. I guess the dad was so drunk he passed out or whatever. Because then it's just the uncle and her, and then later on in the movie when they do flashbacks of her and as a kid, and like I get the movie tries to have like you know uh, different meanings of stuff and that, but and Shyamalan Ding Dong, like his movies, I'm not really into. Like The Village, I barely remember, but I know it was a pretty odd. I remember that movie a bit, but it's been a long time since I saw it. I remember the twist at the end, where it's not even really well, I mean, it is a village, but they're not living in old times. Like they're actually living in modern day, but whatever. That was a get. And then Signs, I actually like Signs. A lot of people either don't like it or they like it, but they don't like the whole dumb. Well, it's not really dumb, but they don't like the whole idea of why would aliens come to Earth if they're allergic to water. If that's their weakness, Earth is filled with water. Why would you land on a planet that can kill you? So, I mean, aside from that, I still like the movie. Even the trailer was creepy to me. There's a monster in my room. Can I have a glass of water? um, yeah, that movie. Avatar, Last Airbender, oh my god. He butchered that movie. That's all I'm going to say. Just watch the cartoon and watch Legend of Korra. That's all you need to do. Just avoid the freaking live action flick. Hate that movie. Maybe I'll review that sometime. I don't know. If anybody wants me to suffer through that, let me know. But he hasn't really done a good track record to me. Like, I'm not really into his movies. I like Signs, but again, like, I like alien movies, so maybe I liked what he did with it. I like the meaning behind some of the stuff. I also like, well, The Visit is a okay film. Like, I saw a trailer for it, then I saw kind of parts of the movie. But, and then the twist of, the grandparents aren't really grandparents, and then it's like, the whole movie's kind of dumb because the mom, really, it's all the mom's fault because she just lets her kids go off and meet strangers who claims are her parents who she hasn't seen in a million years. This movie, overall, like, I didn't mind it. I thought it's well shot. It's really good. Well acted. Camera work is pretty good. Editing's fine. Again, the characters, you only know about Anya Taylor-Joy's character. The other two girls you don't really know much about, other than they're, I guess, supposed to be kind of popular girls. I guess. But yeah, I like the idea of, again, the guy who has multiple personalities. He kidnaps these three girls, and then they have to try to survive. But then it goes into like a supernatural thing where they keep talking about this beast, and then you see drawings of the beast, and then when he turns into the beast, it's really not as scary as that drawing was. Like he's still human, but he changes he's like able to change like his body form into more buff type, able to climb walls like he's freaking Spider-Man. And he does like this preaching thing, and then by the end it's like, oh, because he kills the other two girls, and then he chases Anya Taylor-Joy's character. And there's a scene in here which I thought could have been like trimmed down a bit, where the black girl, Marcia, she tries because he ends up locking the blonde girl and the black girl, he locks separately because they tried to escape. And she has a coat, a hanger, closet hanger, and she tries to unhook the lock, and like, it took like a freaking long time for her to do this because it kept flashing back to different scenes throughout, and I'm like, oh my god, please. I get it. She's trying to get out, and she can't really reach it because it's so short, but then she can't really see what she's trying to get as well, so I get it, but it's like, come on, M. Night. I get it. And then even I do, it's funny, M. Night likes to also have a cameo in his movies, which is fine, but again, he's not really a good actor to me. Granted, he doesn't have that many lines, it's only in one scene, so, as like a security guard, I think, or, because he like looks like surveillance footage for the doctor, his Kevin's psychologist. And yeah, even the old lady, like the psychologist, she's stupid because like instead of, I don't know, I believe he was believing what she was saying. She could have just walked out, got in her car, or called a cab because she got a cab there. So she could have called a cab or called the cops, been like, I have a suspicion this guy might know or might be up to something crazy, and or I believe he's going to commit a crime tonight or something or I believe he's hiding something or something. Like, dude, like, you could have did that, and then you wouldn't have died, but then you get bear hugged to death, and then it's like, oh. Because then all she does is she's like, I need to use the bathroom, and then she goes exploring throughout this place, which is actually a zoo, underground zoo, or whatever, you find out. But, like, she goes exploring, she finds the blonde girl locked, and then he kills the old lady, and then he kills the black girl off screen, like we see the aftermath, which is pretty decent gore, kind of, but then it's briefly shown, and then bye. Then he kills the blonde girl, and then that's when, But yeah, like, overall, like, the acting from McAvoy, I liked. I know it had to have been awkward when he was playing the Hagrid, the 9-year-old personality. I know that had been very, very uncomfortable and probably weird feeling. Alone embarrassing. But I thought he did a good job at playing, like, most of these personalities. And we're really the only 3 or 4, the Beast. But we only get, what was her name? I forget. He plays, like, a female personality, Patricia. And then he plays Dennis, and then he plays Hagrid, whatever. And then he plays the Beast. And then we get, like, a quick montage of different personalities on the computer. But I don't know if the trailer was, like, trying to hype it up as, oh, we're going to see all 23 personalities. No. I don't even believe we do see, even when he's, like, switching on and off, like, different personalities towards the end. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, I would have liked it if it didn't actually have the whole Beast. Like, I would have liked it if it was just him being, like, a different personality, but he was more crazier and more, I don't know, more intense, more violent. I mean, the Beast that he turns into, like, the personality he turns into is violent and scary, but I don't know, like, the way, and then he does, like, and then we find out, oh, it's actually a sequel to Unbreakable, which I haven't seen, and I'm not watching, because I'm not a fan of Bruce Willis. I know Glass is the final, chapter in this trilogy, so maybe I'll watch Glass, because it has Samuel Jackson, even though I'm not a big fan of him either. But it's supposed to bring all 3 together, I guess. I know Bruce Willis's character dies in Glass, and I guess M. Night was trying to do, like, a Marvel universe thing with his movies where, oh, Unbreakable's a sequel, or is the first movie, and Split is the sequel to Unbreakable, because then we see Bruce Willis, I believe, in a scene at the very end, or end credits, or mid credits, or whatever, and then Glass is, like, the final frontier. So, yeah, I would say give it a watch if you're a fan of James McAvoy, if you like psychological thrillers, I would say give it a watch. It's not really gory at all. There's only, like, it's very brief gore at the very end of, like, one girl. It's mainly actors, a lot of acting. What I mean is, like, it's I don't know how to explain it. It's more character driven. More character driven. Well, at least for one, maybe 2 characters. Maybe I'll give James McAvoy's character some depth. Give him some credit, but yeah, like, the only thing we know about what is her name? Casey, I believe. It doesn't even say whatever. I want to say the girl. I want to say Anya Taylor-Joy's character's name's Casey, but it could be not. But her character, we know she was abused as a kid, and then at the very beginning, we see. She explains later on that she pushes people away. Pretty much, she wants to be alone all the time, and you get why when they, show why. And then by the end, it's like, oh, I'm taking back all my power from my uncle, and gonna put him in jail, I guess. But then they don't. I don't even think they mentioned what happened in Glass. Of that, I know she's in that movie as well, but I don't think they really use her as much as they should have. But I did like her interactions with Hagwin, whatever his name is, that personality. But yeah, I would say give it a watch. Is it one of M. Night's best movies? I don't know, because I'm not a fan of his. I'm not a big fan. I like Signs, and that's kind of it. So really only like one movie, and well, technically two. Maybe I'll like Glass whenever I watch it more. I don't know. But thanks for watching. Take care. Peace and love. Comment, like, subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications so you know when I drop more videos, more content. And yeah.